Hey guys, welcome back again. Today, finally, out of the hibernation. Mambo, you've been lost in the country. Welcome back. Dylan
Thank you
and
so much.
Steve. Steve, I see you have the shirt on today. You feeling happy with your big win? But let's first of all, let's start the last game, the most recent game. Dylan, Liverpool, man. Like, I don't know what we're gonna do about you guys. I was actually thinking a slight glimmer of hope that Tottenham might at least get a draw, but Slot's team is just impressive. You guys just went through them like hot knife through butter.
It ended up being a tennis score, didn't it?
Yeah.
6-3.
Yeah. God.
And so basically, if you look at the game properly, I think we it should have been 10. Let's be honest. Should have been 10. Some very, very easy chances were missed by some of our players, but we'll take the 6-3. But then you see, at the same time, Spurs played into our hands by their midfield was non-existent. If you look at if this is the problem the fans have with Ange is that he does not want to change. You're playing with two center halves who are not your starting center halves, and you want to play a high line against Mo Salah, Diaz, and Gakpo running at you. So of course you're going to suffer. And I don't think there's a better team right now who is good when it comes to counter attacking or in the transition as Liverpool. Because when we go, we go. Like we are very good at killing teams off on the counter when they have the possession. But at the same time, I need to give credit to what Slot did. Slot saw the weakness and exploited it wonderfully. And I think I'll say this that Soboslai might have had his best performance in a Liverpool shirt.
Mm.
He
Yeah,
was
he looked
unreal
professional
back then.
yesterday.
He was unreal. Unreal. He was doing everything. So in the past few weeks, he's actually been very good. He's been running around, doing the hard work, but he hasn't got goals and assists to show for it. But yesterday, a goal and two assists. Brilliant, brilliant. And then Salah doing what Salah does all the time. Diaz coming back into the goals. So it's very positive. Very, very positive signs.
I
And I
think I think
think
Dylan, I need to cut you on that. It was a positive score on Liverpool scoring against Tottenham, but the other thing is that you should consider that you considered three goals, which as it shows that Liverpool is still cracking. Like if you, despite Tottenham playing a high midfield game, conceding three goals being Liverpool, you have all the defense. I don't think you needed to concede three goals.
let me rebuttal that, and I'll say that the first goal could have been avoided, the Madison one. I definitely agree, and it wasn't a foul on McAllister, so that was just that was a bad a bad one to concede. But then all I will say is, as a team, when you're 5-1 up, I think it's natural to down tools a little bit. You just wanna teams. It's a general thing. You start relaxing, and I think we got caught twice. The Kulusevski goal was a brilliant goal. I'll take nothing away from the finish. Brilliant. The Solanke one, Robertson has to do better. I agree. Robertson
Yeah,
has to do better than he is, and I think we need to look for a left back in January, if I'm not wrong. Simikas, I know we have Simikas, but I still think we need someone in left back for the longer term. And let's see what happens in January. But I know we've been conceding. I think losing Konate has you know it has contributed to that. But I thought Gomez had a very good game yesterday. He was better than Van Dijk yesterday. Gomez was really, really good.
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah,
was
yeah,
winning
yeah.
all his battles. I think our weakness in defense right now is the left side, where Robertson is. That's where teams are really getting at us at the moment. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not too worried at the moment. It's nothing that is worrying me. I know we conceded three. That's not to say that we weren't defensively good. But listen,
But
right now all I care about is the 3 points, and no
Yeah.
matter how they come, 3 points it is at the end of the day.
But it
I
was the
think it
game, it was the
doesn't.
way the game was done. There's the way the game was set up yesterday. I mean, we know Tottenham have a good attacking team. They'll get goals against anyone. But it was the way the game was set up yesterday. At 5-1, I felt like, Liverpool. as Dylan was saying, they just took their foot off the pedal a little bit, you know, then they allowed Tottenham to come back into the game. But at no point in that game did you ever feel Tottenham were going to come back into it. Even at the point when they, you know, they thought, okay, we need another 2 goals. You just knew Liverpool just decided to go up again and just kill the game. It was no competition yesterday. It was like literally was men against boys. But you know, let's leave it on that one because there's too much superlatives in Liverpool right now. We all try to catch them. Looking
No,
for
but no, you
I,
see, Abdi,
I,
Abdi, what I can agree with you is that once the game was starting yesterday, you could feel like the first 20 minutes, you could feel like there's no team that has the upper hand. All of them were not really in the game. That's what I saw, that you could see every team was trying to look at a loophole on where to begin with. But Tottenham were more lighter because you could see them pressing them. They pushed themselves so much going up, but they forgot about the defensive part of it. And actually, if there's one thing that I was impressed. There is the crossing of trend that I've not been seeing for a very long time that I saw yesterday, and I was impressed. Like I'm
Extremely.
Arsenal fan, yes, but I always there is always one thing I've always liked about Al Trent, and that's why this season he was not even in my fantasy team because I've not been seeing that for a very long time because you could always rely on Trent Alexander crosses, and he delivered it, and Douglas did just what is supposed to be done. It was a good push from Liverpool, and actually when you see it coming from a Tottenham team that beat Manchester City 4, yes, they scored a few goals, but still, I feel like there's just something that Liverpool are good, but something has to be done. Apart from missing the few players, but still, I feel like Liverpool are still a strong team. Actually, they're a team to beat
Yeah, yeah.
because
I mean, they're picking
they
up,
really
they're picking
showed.
up, they're picking up the
Yeah,
points. They're picking up the points, and I mean, they're
yeah.
moving along quietly. All right. Hillary's not here today, but we can quickly.
He's drowning in his sorrows
For one
today.
time, he's not there.
While he's not here, but we allow Man United for a little bit. We can give them a shout out in the
He
end.
had big chest last week.
He did. He
Yeah.
did. He had a big chest last week. But I think this weekend they got humbled. Just to remind them just how bad that squad is. How
But
bad.
Stay humble, eh?
But Abdi, today I think I need to ask you a question. Did you see that coming?
What, the Man United?
Yeah.
I saw that coming. Yeah,
definitely,
I
I
actually,
definitely.
saw him coming as well.
I was on the
Definitely.
phone with a friend of mine, and I asked him. I said to
Yeah.
him, "Look, this team, Bournemouth, first of all, they're not a joke. You know what I mean? They go on attack, and Man United don't have a defense. You know, they
Mhm.
just go out them because the one
They
thing
might be the worst team I've seen on set pieces. They are so bad. So bad.
Man United are bad in all the areas. I don't understand
No,
like
no.
how
No,
I
they
wish you could say that to
Abdi,
Hillary right now.
Abdi,
yeah.
yeah, the game they played against Man City, I told my friend, like, they're just beating a dead man down. Like, you can go and beat a dead man and you say you are winning against games. And I was like, sure, like, when it comes to Bournemouth, they're gonna lose. And
But
where
even
is
that game, they
Steve?
didn't beat them
Like,
really. It was just City
huh?
errors. It was like even City made errors in that game.
No,
It wasn't like the way
that,
City lost to
yeah,
other teams, you know?
yeah. Despite the errors, like they are just like you don't kick a dead man down, and I knew they're gonna lose against Bournemouth. And the good thing is their next games. Oh my God, they play Liverpool, they play Arsenal, and
No, but that's but
They've
that's
got
but
a,
that's
they've
what
got a
United.
tough
But that's
schedule.
that's what Manchester United do. Manchester United, the two matches you can guarantee they always turn up for is against City and Liverpool. That's that one. It doesn't matter how poor of a
So
season they do. They somehow they cause problems in those games. But you know, okay, but we can allow it. We allow Hillary. We'll save it for next time just to remind him where they're bad. But maybe they need Arteta. But
no,
moving.
but still, if I could ask Dylan, at least you're a Liverpool fan. I'll ask you from a perspective. Do you think this now a player is this a player based problem or is it a manager based problem? Honestly,
No, I think it's a players. I
As a
don't
player,
think. I
can't
think.
be a
I think.
manager.
thank you.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you. I think it's a good thing that Amorim is getting to see what he has at the moment, and he's seen that these players are not up to the task. So there's going to be a massive clear out. I think it's not a manager issue because you can't put it all on Amorim. He's been here barely 6, 7 games, so
No, 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 you
it's
can't.
still early in his tenure. So,
Thank you.
but
I
these are
wish.
the same players that were under Ten Hag,
Yeah,
spending
yeah.
100 million on Anthony and I don't know Hoyland and I don't know, man. It's a tricky one still.
Yeah,
I
yesterday,
hope
Man
Hillary is
United.
gonna watch this.
to be honest, yesterday when I was watching that game and I was like, I just look at the Manchester United squad and I was like, is this really Manchester United or are we playing against Hull City? Like Bournemouth is playing against Hull City because you look at the kind of players they have and you be like, oh my God, this is not Manchester United. You have Zaxi. Like, if I ask you to name like four big players in Manchester
Hey,
United,
hey, hey, hey. This is what you said about Nicholas Jackson, yeah? So better be careful.
no, no, no,
Yeah,
I'm just being honest.
we don't
No,
want that.
no,
We
no.
don't need that. We don't need any validation, mate.
No,
Uh,
I'm just being
Man,
honest. If you look at Manchester, it's just like Hull City, yeah. It's just like you're playing Hull City.
the
okay,
comparison
okay.
is the thing
They're
that
the
kills me.
banter. They're the banter club
Yeah.
right now. That's true. They did get a rude awakening after that derby win. They thought that was going to be the step on, the
They went from 13th to 13th. Very nice progression.
yes.
Good process, lad.
But one thing is, I agree with Dylan. You can't absolute no blame on the manager. He just turned up now. You
No,
can't.
no.
He's got a bad team. The fact that he understands like how to handle some of the bad routes on the club, he needs to remove quite a few deadweight from that team. There's nothing else he can do.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
We
But
got a pathetic team, not a bad team. Do you think none of the players deserve to be in Man United? If you understand what Man United is, none of the players should be in Man United.
no, the table doesn't lie, man. The table
Yeah,
doesn't lie.
yeah.
It's a bad
So
Never
it's
has,
not a
never
bad.
will.
it's a bad
It's a
team. It's a
pathetic
bad
team.
squad. I don't
Huh?
think you
But
couldn't even give.
they're in 13th for a reason.
Yeah, you wouldn't give. I think if Slot or anyone else came into that team, they'll be having the same problems. I don't think anyone will be doing any
But
magic
you
with
see,
that.
I don't know what's the problem in Manchester United team. Every manager comes in and start picking fights with players.
Do you know what the
Now
problem
it's
is?
London,
They buy a
Rashford.
player for 100 million and he gets benched for a boy from the younger team. That's that's the problem for Man United. They're basically someone is doing some underhand money laundering in that club or something. I don't know, but like something is going on at that club that doesn't explain anything. The fact that you buy a player for 100 million and he cannot start ahead of a youth club just says everything you need to know about Man United. That's all. Where's Delete? What happened to Delete? Where's all these
He was deleted. He was
huh?
deleted
He
from
was
the
he
team.
was
Yeah, it was
deleted.
deleted.
He was
Uh,
deleted.
Harry Maguire has come back. That's how bad it is. You know, Harry Maguire has
Oh,
returned.
but you remember, Abdi, I told you about Maguire when we were starting this season. Like, at least he's a better player in Manchester United than who are the rest
Who?
players?
You got Shaw. I don't know what is he?
Evans,
He's always
No,
on holiday.
he's always
Evans.
on holiday.
He's always on
Well,
holiday.
he's in the
The
hospital,
rest
isn't
of
he?
that team.
Evans,
Anyway,
holiday.
But,
that's
but but
Matt.
let me tell you one thing. If you still have someone like Evans in your team and you still play him, bro, I don't know where you're headed. No
Johnny
disrespect for
Evans.
You
Evans.
know Johnny Evans. Johnny
No
Evans was in the
disrespect.
Man
No
United squad.
disrespect for him.
You know
No
Johnny Evans
disrespect for
was in the
him.
Man United squad playing
With
against
Rooney.
Amarim.
And
Yeah.
he was with Rooney.
Yeah,
He was
that's how
with
long
Rooney
ago
last.
he was.
He played with Rooney. He played
Yeah.
with Nani.
Then all right then. All right, okay, guys. Enough of Man United. Now let's move on to the other joke club, but not so joke this weekend. Arsenal. Mambo, let me get you on this one. You feeling a bit relaxed? Arteta, we're gonna win the title. They're gonna compete against Liverpool or they're gonna try and just beat City.
No, no, no. I think on over the weekend, like Ateta got it correct. And I always say one thing is that there's something called blessing in disguise that Saka got injured, and it's Saka is our one of the most important player. But over the time, I've been saying like being the best player in Arsenal, like every time they play with the Odegaard, that denying other chances to create opportunities to score. And when Martinelli switched off the position to play the Saka position, we could see that he delivered, he provided an assist, and he also scored. So I think,
Oh, so you noticed that as well? That Odegaard just played on
yes,
that side.
every time Odegaard plays with Saka,
Yeah,
so that's our biggest weak
problem.
link. Like it's a big problem. And since we know now Saka will not be playing within the next few matches. People will realize how important is it to play with both wingers. And I hope Jesus will start as always because Jesus is our savior.
No. He has to start now. There's no discussion.
I
He
think
has to start.
we witnessed a second coming.
Yeah, we are
No.
witnessing the second coming of Jesus.
Dylan, let me hear your take on this because there was a lot of criticism of Arteta previous games, and it's almost like the injury to Saka sort of forced his hand, but it's kind of worked out more of the balance of the team. But why did it take him so long to start Jesus up front? Because it was just obvious that he needed that pace up front, and he showed it in 2 games. He's got like, what was it, 5 goals against Crystal Palace, and Crystal Palace is no easy team to play against nowadays.
I mean, look, going away to Crystal Palace is never an easy game anyway.
Mm.
So I think Arsenal have one problem, and that usually comes when teams set up in a low block. Breaking the low block down has been a difficult thing this season. You can see what Fulham did. You can see what Everton did. Palace took the game for a while to Arsenal, but then it really didn't work out for them. But what you saw Arteta do now is tweak, like change it up a bit. And he made some very good changes, which inadvertently helped the team play better. And you can see Jesus is he usually has this purple patch during the season where he's just scoring, and then he'll go back to where we were again.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good move. He saw that he scored a hat trick against Palace midweek, started him again, and it paid dividends this time. So if you look at your defense has always been resolute. I don't think your defense is an issue. Your defense will always bail you out. The problem has always been scoring the goals. It's been scoring the goals for Arsenal.
Yeah,
And
that side has been an issue.
but now you are adding some goals to your game. So see, I'll be honest with you. As a title challenger, I've only ever looked at Arsenal as a title challenger. Yes, Chelsea have been in it, but Chelsea I know are not yet ready. You see, Arsenal have the capability of doing a 10 to 12 winning game run. I don't think Chelsea have it in them. But then, as I said, Arsenal's kryptonite is a low block. Breaking a low block down is where now Arsenal have struggled this season. If you've looked at all the draws, all the losses that have come, maybe some games have been affected by Arsenal going down to 10 men. Of course, let's not take that out of consideration. But Arsenal's biggest problem this season is breaking down low blocks. And I've seen the Saka injury. It's a torn hamstring, so he might be out for around 8 weeks. So 8 weeks without Saka. And I'm seeing Sterling also. Sterling is injured as well.
I'm saying 8 weeks without Saka is the best thing that will happen in Arsenal squad.
Yeah, Sterling is injured as well, so that's another body down. I mean, not that he would have been a starter, but coming off the bench, you could have been some helpful minutes. So I think you guys need to go into the market in January.
Yeah, I think that's what some people are expecting. But Steve, I mean, getting on that point that Dylan was saying, Arsenal struggled a lot with the low block in those previous games. Crystal Palace were expansive in their game, so it kind of allowed them. But in terms of the title contenders, do you think between Chelsea and Arsenal, who more likely to compete against Liverpool?
Yeah, I couldn't agree less because you see, for one thing is that if you see the quality of players we've had, because we have our own setbacks, and like Chelsea, whom I think they haven't had the same setbacks we've had. I'm comparing with the angle of having setbacks. Like Dylan mentioned, the setbacks of having red cards. There's the backside of also having crucial people in our team, the ones we used to depend on so much. But when we lack them, like the lack of Odegaard and the lack of our right back and left back consistency. So unlike Chelsea, they've been having the players they have to have. I think they've only had a little bit of Sancho missing, but still, I feel like we're in a better position. Apart from the 4 points we lost in the past 2 matches before this one, because we could have gotten those 4 points, the Everton game that we lost and the Fulham game, those are just some key points that I could blame the team for not pushing themselves, or
Yeah,
rather the manager not doing a couple of tactics. But bygones are bygones. The thing is that if we adjust to what we have, giving chances to whoever we have at the bench, yeah. And I think that is why Mambo is saying the lack of Saka is going to be an advantage to Arsenal if Arteta uses it well, because now Odegaard will be more open to using the wings that he has, because it has made it has made Martinelli not to shine and not to look good. But again, back to my point, I remember when I was complaining about Kai Havertz. Yes, he started again this game. I didn't expect anything from him. Yes, he gave us one goal. But back again, you remember when I said that I always like when Jesus is there. I think it was the last video we had. I said he's always a threat to defenders. Defenders fear Gabriel Jesus' movement, his dribbling skills. And you've seen what it has done for the past two games in the Carabao Cup and the Premier League. 5 goals in the team consecutive. I think not not many strikers or any forwards have done that before consecutively. Back to back, yes, facing the same team, some people have done it. But having 5 goals against the team on the midweek and the weekend, that shows the quality of player he is and how he can contribute. I just hope that his his candle is not gonna be is gonna not be shine off, because if he continues the same pace and Ateta believes in the same pace and also be used. Actually, if I wrap this up, I remember there's something that he was asked about during the post interview in the Carabao Cup. He was asked what conversation they had with Odegaard before he scored the hat trick. He was like, "You always just kick the ball towards me." I remember Odegaard gave him 2 assists just by kicking the ball, and
yeah.
Gabriel Jesus was there. That kind of chemistry is something that also now Odegaard, I think, because he's not had most of the time to play with the to play with the Jesus in a game. I think he needs that, so that, because Odegaard finds him, and you saw that in the Carabao Cup, because he himself said that I just told him to kick the ball and I'll be there. And he did it. Twice. So I think if we now adjust to him, because the only fear for me for Gabriel and over the time has been injuries, but so long as he's fit, I think we have to adjust to what we have. I appreciate the fact that he started using Lewis Kelly. That's a good thing. But still,
Abdi,
Okay,
Abdi, I'm
but
surprised.
Kenny.
Abdi, I'm surprised today that Steve is not talking about the headless chicken, Kai Havertz.
No, but I mentioned it. I just
Taylor
said.
Swift. I was just going to get to that point because I actually think you know what, the when you look at that lineup that he did, I don't know the last time he did a lineup like that, but that was like the only time in a long time that he only played with one defensive midfielder. So he played
Yeah.
quite an attacking team because he put Havertz and Odegaard behind the front three. So he basically had Partey sitting in front of the defense, and that's for me one of the reasons why Arsenal were quite attacking wise. They're opening Crystal Palace apart because you also easily forget that Kai Havertz is a great attacking midfielder. He's not good. He's not a great striker, but as an attacking position, he's also got quite deadly passes he can find, and I think
He
that is
was playing in
how,
position.
huh?
He was playing in, in,
He's
in the
playing
position
he's
that
playing his
suits him.
position, and I think Arsenal,
Yeah.
this manager has just been too defense minded. He keeps playing two defensive midfielders, and that means
Do you think? Do you
only
think? Do
relying
you
on
think?
Odegaard for the attacking
Abdi,
side.
do you think we should sign? Do you think Arsenal should sign Rashford as a striker
Sign
since
who?
he's up for sale? Rashford,
No, no,
since
no.
he's
We don't.
he's up for
Listen,
sale.
enough of this signing crap players from useless teams. There's no point. Like we've been down that road many times. Like you either bring in players that are actually doing something
Yeah.
that they're
Thank
looking
you.
to step up from where they are. Players. I can understand if you're signing Rashford, who's playing for Brighton and who's scoring like 20 goals, 25 goals. That's another thing. But Rashford from Man United, who are 13th, who don't want him. It's like, what is he gonna come and perform
That's
at
signing
Liverpool?
another Sterling. That's signing another
Yeah, yeah.
Sterling that you
There's
don't
no
need.
no,
No,
forget
no, no.
that.
But if you look at the situation of starting, I think I'll still blame it on Ateta. The games that we have drawn or we have drawn, I'll still blame it on Ateta on the team selection. I just call him the king of gathering because sometimes we need starting and Ateta will play on all the 90 minutes with the same players that started the previous game. So at times, if on my opinion, if someone asks me, should we bring Rashford, I'll be like, Yes, you should bring Rashford and play with Jesus instead of Jesus playing with Kai Havertz. Rashford, if he got a proper team, he will score goals. Kai Havertz, he's been with us. How many goals has he scored up to now?
Kai Havertz.
Hmm.
Six
Tell
or
us.
seven, maybe.
You are still even doubting the goals he has scored. Eh? He's a good defensive midfielder, but
Who,
as a
Kai
striker,
Havertz.
yeah,
Kai
no,
Havertz
Defensive
is not a
midfielder.
defensive midfielder.
no, I'm saying, for me, I would still pick Rashford. If we have an option of buying Rashford, I will still pick Rashford for the next 6 months as
But
an
what would you?
Arsenal
But I don't
substitute
understand. Why? Why,
than
what
Kai
do you?
Havertz.
Why would you want to get Rashford? What are you getting Rashford for? Based on his last few years at Manchester United.
Yeah,
What are
Manchester
you? What are
United
you
is a
basing
crap
on?
team.
What you're saying like he's going to come to Arsenal and score goals. You can see clearly Rashford is a bad apple. He's got a mindset of almost like a spoiled child. Like he deserves to be starting every weekend when he's not scoring goals. He doesn't understand the position he plays warrants for him to be scoring goals. Or if he's not scoring goals, at least be tracking back and doing stuff. Rashford does not track back or play any kind of way or help the team at Man United. What makes you think he's going to do that at Arsenal?
Uh, is a striker. Do Arsenal have a
This is
striker
striker.
at the moment?
Yeah, can I say something on
As
Rashford? You
Arsenal,
see,
Yeah,
Rashford's biggest problem this season has been his professionalism.
yeah,
It's not even that he's a bad player. On his day, he's a very good player, but it's the things outside of football that is leading to his demise.
yeah.
Let's not even get it twisted. How do you go? Him and Garnacho, they were caught going to the club on a Wednesday night when you have games coming up,
Mm.
and like at least discipline. Rashford's biggest problem in his career has been discipline.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
If you cannot stay disciplined as a professional footballer, I don't think you can go to another club and be disciplined. I don't think so.
And
I don't
Arteta
think
would
so.
not
And
want that. Arteta would
Arteta
not
will
want that
get
in
rid
the
of him
dressing
very
room.
quickly. Remember what happened with Aubameyang? He'll
Yeah,
get rid of him very quickly.
I,
you don't want. Listen, if you're that's the thing about it, Mambo. Yeah, look, if you're a player, especially strikers, strikers are people that stick out very easily in the team because they have a job they do. If they play in a team that doesn't play very well, they still manage to get goals above them. So you will expect like a quality striker playing for the lower half teams will be getting like 10, 12, 15 goals in a season. If he's playing for a top team, he can get like 20 goals, whatever plus. But when you're not scoring no goals for Man
but
United, and
but
huh?
remember he is with Manchester. You see the other problem with modern football. For me personally, I don't care whether you go drink. What I care is whether are you going to score the goals when I need you. You see that's the big problem with the modern
Yeah, but you
football.
should
Like,
care because you're
see,
clearly not going to
uh,
score a goal if you go and drinking the night before.
No, because of his
You're not.
indiscipline,
no,
You're not going to
It's
they're getting
score.
sent.
discipline, man. It's discipline. You,
Yeah.
you, you, got- it's
Discipline.
discipline, pure discipline.
Even
it's
in
just
school, when you are not
he,
disciplined, you are getting punished. So that's what Rashford is getting done right now.
And then
Dylan,
you had the
imagine you only
problem.
Dylan.
but
This guy is
but
Dylan.
Go on,
no
Steve.
no no
Let
Dylan.
no
This
Steve
no
guy
go.
is
no
no
Dylan,
Mambo.
I
Relax.
will
Dylan,
tell
Mambo,
tell
wait,
this
let
guy.
Steve, let Steve,
This
let
guy
Steve go
only.
next. Go on, Steve.
No. Wait. Dylan, tell Mambo that this guy only have 90 minutes of work. 90 minutes of working. You can go play, then go back and do anything else. You got 90 minutes of working. You paid everything. What do you mean that you have to be disciplined? Tomorrow you have a game. You know your schedule. You're supposed to be organized. It's just pure. It's just being a human being. That's being careless. I
No
won't
one,
call
no
it
one
being
is
careless.
denying. No one is denying he doesn't have talent.
how
Mambo is
But
agreeing. Mambo is
Mambo,
saying that you can drink and go score goals the next
how,
morning. You can't do that.
how many of us misbehave
yeah, but how many of
before
us are being paid three
our
hundred
score?
thousand a week?
We're not professional footballers.
Huh?
Don't pull
We
that.
are not professional
Don't pull
footballers.
that card. Don't pull that card on
Huh?
us. Yeah.
Mambo, how many of us
Do
are
we
being
have a
paid
red
three
card
hundred
somewhere?
thousand pounds a week? Huh? Listen, the thing about it, Mambo, yeah, the worst part about Rashford is a new manager has come in. No matter the problem you had with the previous manager, a new manager comes in. He doesn't know anyone in the
Attitude.
squad, doesn't know anyone. All he sees is people turn up in training in the first few games and sees their behavior and their attitude. Now, there's no Rashford doesn't lack talent, but the fact that this manager can look at Rashford and not put him in squads and then bring back, dead. and buried what's it called? Our centre back, Maguire, back into the team. That says only one thing, is that Maguire is clearly someone who comes in and trains hard. Because it's not that the fact that, even though he's been left dead out, he could easily just be lazy. But clearly he's a professional. He comes, he does his job, and the new manager has seen something. He says, you know what, I respect that. I'm going to try and give you a try. So he gives everyone a try. But he's seen this guy, Rashford, and he's like, okay, clearly you
He's a
are
bad
someone who
egg.
doesn't
He's a
take his
bad
job
egg.
seriously. Huh?
Abdi,
He's a
let me
bad
ask
egg.
you. Let me ask you a question, Abdi. Like when Manchester United played against Bournemouth, what did you feel like they lacked in the center forward?
There's lack of quality. They don't have quality up front.
And who has quality in
And they don't have
Manchester United?
quality in the midfield.
So who has
Rashford,
quality
Rashford
in
is
the
Rashford is not a striker. I'll say that. He's not a striker.
Rashford's
He's a
better to
winger.
play out on the wing.
He's better out on the left. He's not a number 9. Rashford is not a number 9.
And the problem when you play out on the left, you got to be doing the job, man. When you
Yeah.
see people like Mo Salah, when you see people like Saka or Martinelli, what do they all have in common? They don't just stand up there when they lose the ball. They're all coming running back and helping their right back or left back. If the teams who are competing on top of the table are doing that, the players, and then you got guys in the bottom half who are just standing up there watching the opposition players run by. Have you watched some of the games Rashford plays? What's his
Yeah.
biggest
Yeah.
problem? People run past him. He just stands there and watches. He just stands.
He wants
No, no.
everything to be he wants
Yeah.
everything to be delivered to them.
You know what? Rashford has become the Özil and Aubameyang for Manchester United. They don't
Ah,
know what to
ah,
do.
ah, 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 ah. Don't go to
Yes,
that point.
high
Don't go
salary.
to that point.
They got the high
Don't,
salary and they
don't,
regret giving
don't,
him that high salary.
don't, don't talk about Ozil or Aubameyang. Don't talk about Ozil or Aubameyang.
Let,
If
let, me-
there's
let me
one,
say this.
if there's
Let me
one
just say
reason
this. Let me
why
just say
we
this.
have suffered
Guys, you
as
got two
Arsenal,
minutes. 2 minutes. Final words.
Let me,
my,
let me, let me
my,
close
my
on this.
last
Let me
take.
close on this. I'll say this. Look at what Mo Salah is getting paid £350,000 a week. Okay. Look at his output. Look at his professionalism. Rashford is, I think, just below 300,000. What is Rashford giving to Man United that Salah isn't giving to Liverpool? You need to look. You see, Salah, even whatever you say, for right now, I think he's the best player in the world,
Yeah.
bar none. And you look at the professionalism that these are the kind of, and it's not like Rashford is not a kid anymore. You can't defend him anymore. He's 27. He's not a kid anymore. He's 27 years old. So he's actually now coming into his prime, but now his prime looks like it may not be at Man United. He may
Yes,
need to go down the
yes,
level.
yes, fake players in Manchester United.
Ego. The problem in that squad is egos. That's all.
Yes, that's the thing.
No. I think Rashford's career will be Brighton or someone will sign him. Don't worry about that.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, he'll do
Brighton,
well then.
Nottingham
No
Forest.
Hull City anymore. No
Yeah,
Hull City.
Nottingham Forest or Brighton. Or
So
you
they
know
play
what?
the
Even better,
championship.
don't collect money at PSG or Saudi Arabia or somewhere.
You know,
That would be, yeah.
my last take on today's is um
One minute.
for a
We
very
have a
long
minute. Just in a minute.
for a very long time during Christmas we have Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth as top teams in this season, and
Yes.
it's surprising how small teams are building up and big teams are losing down because
Competition
during
is
Name
good.
small
Christmas,
teams. These guys, Nottingham Forest has got a billionaire owner. These
yeah,
guys are
definitely,
these clubs are not
but
they're not
They've got
small
two
anymore.
Champions Leagues, by the way.
Yeah,
Arsenal haven't.
exactly.
did
Twice,
you have to
two
bring
in a
that?
row.
Did you have to bring that, Didon?
And the other
No,
club
you said
Champions League,
you said they're
Aston
a small
Villa.
team. I'm just
The other
I'm
club,
just
Aston
No, no,
Villa,
justifying.
no.
also won the Champions League. So yes, just to add it on to Arsenal.
Yeah, but who thought that they will be there this time of the year?
Okay.
Like they'll be among the top six.
No one predicted that. I mean, they've done well. They're looking like they try to compete for the top four. It's become tough for Aston, but even Aston Villa are not out of it as well. So I think top four is a lot tighter than it's been for many years. That's how it's going to be.
City are still shit.
Guys, I have to end it there. Things about to cut off. Thank you again for your time. Hillary, we missed him. Man United, he got away with that one, but we'll catch him next time out. And I guess we'll be back for the rush Christmas games, I guess. Yeah.
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 All right, guys. Thanks. Have a good one.